Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night live stream. We hope y'all all had a fantastic week. Kyle, starts off like you usually do, brother.
Good afternoon or evening, whatever the case may be in your neck of the woods. Um, Real busy week. Glad it's over, and I'm glad I can just relax with all y'all. And let's just see what kind of mayhem and madness we can get into. And I'm gonna see if I can do this right. AR, what you got?
Hey, good to see you all. Appreciate the invite, Jamie, and good to see you. I've been missing you all the past few weeks. I've had a little few health issues. I won't get into that, but good to see you all in the side chat. I'm really not doing much this week except doing audio gear. So, take it away, CW.
Hello, everyone. You got it. Hello, everyone. Good to be here. Good to see everybody in the side chat. Trying to make replies, but it's kind of tough. I can't follow it as fast as I should be, but appreciate all the comments out there. I'm doing a lot better. Still a little congestion, still a little cough, but we're through the worst of it and doing really good. I got out in the world today a little bit. It's like I don't know, 17 days, 16 days or so. So doing better in that regard, and should be improving hopefully quickly now. Got a little bit of casting done. Got a little more I want to do. And that's about it right now. What about you, Dave?
Just been doing a little bit of work on some 380 rounds that I've been messing around with for about a month. Finishing up what little small pistol primers I had left. Just messing around with that. Gonna go do some chrono testing.
I like that 380. That's a fun caliber. I've always liked it.
Yeah, y'all both been messing with 380 lately. Scotsman, how you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Good to be here. Good to see everyone out there. Fortunately, I can't see the side chat. I'm on my phone. Still in the process to get my laptop fixed. Hopefully, should be fixed tomorrow at the latest. As far as reloading for me, I finished up a whole bunch of 223 brass prep. So next stage is priming, powder, and bullets. So.
You gonna be working on 223?
What's that?
Are you gonna be loading some 223?
Oh yeah. I've probably got about 2,000 cases ready to rock and roll.
Wow.
I've got a good bit, but I don't have that many.
You need some?
That's not my point, Kyle. Appreciate it. If I need some, I'll let you know. But really and truly, guys, my point is brass prep sucks.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. And 223 is one of the worst calibers to have to deal with brass prep because every time you shoot it, it's going to expand to the point where it needs trimming. Unless you're shooting bunny loads, little nothings.
Those 2,000 cases, Jamie, that they took me probably. I've been working on those probably for about 8 weeks.
Wow.
Just a little here, a little there. I don't do it all the time. It's just a little here, a little there. So.
Well, the bad thing is that they got to be. You got to size them. You got to trim them. Then you got to clean the primer pockets. You got to de-swage them. You got to. But once you do it the first time, it's not that bad the next time. You skip about 6 steps if you just do it.
I'll tell you this. Swaging is probably the worst one.
Yeah.
I got an RCBS swager thanks to Squatch Reloading. He hooked me up with the swager. It works on the lineman, but it's not designed for the lineman, so it doesn't work 100% the way it's supposed to. So it takes a little bit longer than it probably should. But it does work. I've tried it on the Lee as well, and it works there too. But again, it's not designed for that particular press, so you're always going to have issues when you try to use it on something else. So I mean, Swaging took a little bit. Once I got all that done, it's trimming and all the rest of it.
I got the little RCBS bench mounted thing that looks like the Dillon.
The Swager. Yeah,
and it works really good. It's time consuming. You gotta, if any of y'all are familiar with the movie Lonesome Dove, you put Lonesome Dove on and you sit there with a bucket of brass and you sit there for 8 hours.
It's one of my favorite shows, Lonesome Dove.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
What I hate about 223 brass is about the 1,000th piece you're holding. It's just so small. It's not like 308 or 30-06 where you can like hold on to it and your fingers start getting like cramped. And at the end of the night, your fingers are all locking and doing these crazy things and aching and spasming. I don't know if you guys have it, but I got a little bit of arthritis. My hands can't stand 223.
Oh, you start inadvertently making gang signs and you're not even trying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your hands start doing this. You're like, what's going on with my hands?
I'm right there with you, man. I got a lot of nerve issues, and that's one of the reasons it took so long. I can only do a few hundred at a time.
That's the way I do it, Scotsman. A little bit at a time.
Yeah, you got to be 19 to be able to sit there in front of like 20 pounds of brass and do it to it and be like, I'm just going to knock this out, and actually be at the end of it going, wow, that was a lot of work, That was back when you were 20 and you were 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Nowadays, you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to start this brass. And like 3 months later, you're like, eventually I'll finish it.
Man.
Gary Parker says 223 from the east side. Oh Lord. This is what I need right now in my life, guys. I mean, this is awesome. Oh,
that's no
bad
good.
day at work. I'm sorry to hear that, Big E.
Very sorry to hear that. It can be rough. I just went through it.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
I was just telling some of my CMA friends today that our Friday night live streams are turning into a ministry. There's a lot of people that hurting out there, need prayer requests prayed for, and Big E will certainly add him to our list. And if y'all keep on, I'm gonna have to put out a video every Monday or Sunday afternoon with a list of the prayer requests from the show Friday night.
Well, let's just hope that everybody's gonna get through it okay. And the good thing is, if you have the virus, it does the same thing the antidote or whatever the inoculation does. It gives you natural antibodies, and they're saying right now that it's about a year or so that it's lasting. So at least there's that benefit from being sick, that that you're not going to get it again real quick.
But some
people, yeah. Sometimes you roll snake eyes twice at the crap table too. It just happens.
Yeah, we're all different. We're all going to have a built-in immunity a different way and to a different amount. And it depends on what you have. There's different strains. I swear I had this before, but not to the same degree that it was this time.
Yeah, I got two of my coworkers. They're in round 2, and both of them got the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, that
So
can slip off into politics, really.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers for everybody that's sick. We all probably know somebody that's sick or is getting over it. So thoughts and prayers to everybody. And let's go, Brandon.
and drink lots of fluids.
It is football Friday night, ain't it?
I can actually hear it from the high school stadium right now. Let's go, Brandon.
It's running through my head.
All right, so I got something I want to show off right here pretty quick, like, and this. What do you think, fellas?
I think it's darn sexy. What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Can I borrow it?
Oh, boy.
Jamie, make yourself bigger, man.
What kind of collateral do you have, Kyle?
My 308.
There you go.
You gonna start taking collateral on him, James?
He needs to. I mean, you leave it sitting on the back porch for one evening, and then
He's gonna require.
man.
There you go. Can y'all see that number?
Poor Kyle. A little bit.
477, I think, right?
Can't read.
358477. And, yeah, turned out okay. And what I did, guys, well, Kyle and Willie put it in the Vaporust.
Oh yeah.
I put it in my powder coat oven, which I left on, by the way. And I heated it up to 300 degrees and let it stay in there for about an hour. And then I took it out and with a Q-tip swabbed this
Super
all
blue.
over.
There you go.
And then,
What is that, Jamie? What you?
Cold blue.
Oh, okay, cold blue.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Warm.
super
Cold blue works a little better warm.
Yeah, it does work better when it's warm.
Yep,
The pores on the metal open up a little bit. It just seems to suck it right in.
yep.
So that turned out pretty well. And I tried not to get any blue in it, and I tried not to get any oil in it. But before I use it, I'll scrub it out with Dawn and carburetor and choke cleaner, which is what I have left.
I was going to say I'd hit it with brake cleaner and be done with it.
Yep. And then
That thing still casts beautiful bullets, even though it rusted all to crap.
It ain't rusty no more.
Well, here's the thing. Even if you pick up, I've got, I don't know, at least probably half a dozen molds off of eBay. And they're not always going to be in top-notch condition. They're going to say they may be, but when you get them, they're not. And you have to clean them up and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, if you can get it for a good deal, taking the extra couple minutes to clean it up and all that, you end up with a really nice mold. So
It's Jamie's refurbishing service.
Well, what Scott's been saying is right. If usual times when you can buy the molds, I've got some friends that's what they do. Is they go on the eBay and they'll find some that they've been looking for and clean them up with a little Evaporust and cooking them in the oven like Jamie's talking about to get they'll cook them enough to where if there's any kind of oil, it will run out. And then they can, I guess, get that off with some like carb cleaner, denatured alcohol, something like that.
Oh, by the way, you still got my handles on your mold, Jamie.
They were rusty too.
Not the very ends of them.
Not the variants. They were inside the mold.
No, they were in the Vaporust.
They were in the Evaporust. See, I took a hit too, man. I took a hit too.
I cleaned out blocks and engines with the rust stuff, anti-rust chemicals.
Idaho, I feel you there, brother. I was
Amazed at the Evaporust. I honestly was. Willie said something about it, and I ordered it. and
Yeah.
it came in and
Environmentally friendly. You can use it over again. It's just awesome stuff.
I was amazed with it. I took a hammer that my dog dug up out of the yard that had probably been there for 10 years. I mean, it was just gnarly.
Yep.
Sat it in there.
Looks like it's all bead blasted.
Well, I mean, it's pitted, but ain't no rust on it.
So it works that well, because I've never had a product. They always say the rust stops, and it just doesn't ever work.
Never does.
I tell you what. Hold
Scrape
on.
the scale off.
I'll go get the hammer. I'll go get the hammer. I got to rinse it off because it's still sitting in the thing. But give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you just scrape the scale off, Dave. Just knock the big chunks off, and maybe hit it with a steel wool, just a steel wool to knock it down a little bit, and then let it soak. And you may have to do it twice depending on how bad it is. But when you're done, you just rinse it off with some warm soapy water, and it's just amazing how good it works. You're ready for some kind of a finish coat. It's not going to do anything about the pitting, of course. It's it is what it is.
Right.
Remove, and it'll look like satin stainless steel.
Oh, okay.
It really does look that good.
Awesome.
Time out. I got to say something. Well and well armed. How about them dogs? Woof, 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 woof. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Georgia beat Clemson. Turned out Clemson wasn't that good after all because everybody ran anyway. They beat Arkansas at home, and Arkansas was undefeated. So this week we get to go down to Auburn. I think this is going to be the first real test for Georgia, and we'll see what happens. And,
they're not far from me. A few miles.
In fourth place. I hope they do better than that this time, Big Al. I know, man.
So I saw you put a comment up from Idaho about homeschooling. You know what, Idaho? They'd probably be better off with you in the truck than they are in the hands of all these fear-mongering, critical race theory, BS freaking teachers that we have. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I just read it.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, you have to be sick and twisted, Jamie, and you are not.
Well, which one am I?
You're Gandalf.
I don't even know who that is.
Gandalf the Grey from Lord of the Rings.
I'm not Buffett. No.
Oh, yes, you are. Look at that shirt.
I mean, look at the shirt. Yeah.
Someone get Jamie a staff.
Hey, Jamie, do me a favor. Just grab a 2x4 and say, "You shall not pass."
Oh, I can say that all the time. Can I do it with a Smith & Wesson 357 revolver instead?
Hell yeah, you can.
With them sexy grips on it.
Yeah, man.
Okay, y'all ready for this? I gotta find where the camera is. All right. You see how rusty that is, right?
Wow, is all your stuff rusted?
That's kind of tough, man.
I know it's odd, right?
Terrible, man. He'll leave it outside.
There's stuff running out of it.
I saw it dripping.
That was the best question, AR. That you nailed it on the head.
Where is it coming from?
It's coming on the inside, hollow handle.
I think you just pulled it off the porch, didn't you?
I just pulled it out. Look at the head.
Wow.
There's no rust here
nice.
whatsoever.
Wow.
If I take that to a wire wheel, it'll look good as new. I mean, like I said, it's pitted, but the hammer's probably been in the backyard for 10 years.
I'm just picking up the
Are you going to start restoring hammers, Kyle?
I don't think so.
Your dog's going to start bringing more and more hammers to you. He's like, I'm going to start restoring these.
I think he needs to work
Wonder
on
if there's a-
those.
Wonder if there's a market for it, you know?
That's a good one, Big Al. Harbor Freight sells hammers. Kyle.
I've got plenty of hammers. That was just a test that me and Willie were doing. He goes, I'm telling you, you put it in there, it'll look good as new. You'll still have the pits, but there won't be any rust. And he was right.
I think Kyle needs to beat that handle out of that thing and get him a hickory handle, because after all, it's hard to beat a good piece of hickory.
I understand. I smoke with it every weekend.
That's
And
why
thank you, Willie.
Wood is better.
Wood is good.
Yeah, wood is good. That's better.
All right. So, the mold turned out pretty well, and Vapo Rust is good stuff. CW, you got a couple of videos on that stuff, don't you, on your
I
channel?
don't know if I did. I think I did a muzzle loader video a long time ago with Evapo Rust. I brought it back from near dead for a friend of mine. He had picked up one, and it turned out to be I don't want to say homemade, but it definitely was some kind of a gunsmith made it, because the screws were hand cut screws. I couldn't believe that it was really that old to be an original thing, but I don't really know. But they were definitely handmade screws. It had some neat stuff in it. It was a bought lock, but a lot of the other parts were handmade. It was hand octagon. You could see the imperfections in it and the waves, and it was pretty neat. It was a 40 caliber, and I got it pretty clean. I mean, he fired it once and put it on the shelf. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to make it so it shot. He wanted to shoot it and hang it up, and he was able to do that. I refinished the wood for him. It wasn't primo, but he was happy. That was a while ago.
Thank you, Rebel. Some people get me. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Most of my quotes are either an old John Wayne quote or a Clint Eastwood.
Speaking of
John
that,
Wayne.
did you see the John Wayne first generation was sold recently?
Mm-mm.
From a couple of his movies there, one of the short barrel ones. I think it was $450,000.
Whoa.
Holy bat flaps.
Revolver, CW, or rifle?
First generation Colt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Is 10 millimeter worth the effort to reload? Well, you can't afford to buy it, so I would say so.
I want to talk about
Absolutely.
JCM.
I love me 10 millimeter.
That comment I got up there, that's nice alignment, man. How old was it, JCM? And yeah, I would say there's Mr. Preacher's Day Off. What's going on?
Yeah, here's the thing. Any caliber is worth the effort to reload minus 380.
Please hold. You'll never guess what I was doing.
Sorry, Mike, I got nothing, buddy.
380.
Well,
I got one of them just like that right in front of me. Oh,
Beautiful.
No, mine's got a
Beautiful
dimple.
cranky bullets.
Mine's got a dimple in the end.
Oh, no.
Cool, man. So, what did you say they sold? One of his shotguns, CW?
No, it was a first generation Colt, Model P, single action.
All right.
somebody mentioned in the side chat he had some lever guns in a museum, or some of his guns.
Yeah, his guns are spread around a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, there's this will be kind of weird, but we actually have a cowboy museum in my hometown, and some of John Wayne's rifles are in that museum in the gun library.
Oh, wow.
Actually, you have a cowboy art museum in your town.
Yes, and it's very nice. If y'all have never been over here, come on over.
It is. It is very, very nice.
It's actually pretty neat. I was always thinking, why this isn't the Wild West, the plains, and all that. Why we got a cowboy museum? And then I went in there and I was like, wow, this is nice.
Preacher, I got a bunch of Preacher's Day Off videos I gotta watch.
I want him to come to Georgia and me and you and him go to Biggin's Barbecue and have some redneck lasagna.
If he comes to Georgia, I'm cooking. I ain't. That man's too much of a barbecue snob. I ain't letting him eat at none of them places.
Well, as long as he brings some sriracha, I think we'll be all right. Man, that stuff looked good.
Those would be greeners. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely, Hippa.
Yeah, that last one was pretty good. Spraying them bugs.
I tell you what, Big Al, you and that cowboy museum might be worthy of a trip to Oklahoma one day soon. Yeah, MCK took off from work to come out here and tell y'all, hey, there's Mario Mosen. What's up, my brother?
Hey, Mario, good to see you, brother.
Hey,
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Hey.
Oh, God.
Preacher, that's the only toilet paper we have at my workplace. I'm telling you. They come and got all the regular dispensers out, put them big old rolls in there. I told him, man, that's John Wayne toilet paper. And he said, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, if you don't know, go look it up.
This is for your hands.
Jason's got a good question for us, Jamie. There you go.
But not toilet paper.
I've got to, Jason, I'm getting to where all I'll use is two-stroke oil.
Synthetic two-stroke. Yeah.
Right. Two-cycle engine oil.
I just use beeswax.
Willie's got a good comment.
I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm.
You never took me to a cowboy.
Yeah. Poor Willie.
That's because I was working every day, Willie.
I hear a ambulance. Wah.
We need to send Willie a man pond.
I was talking about you, not Willie.
I'm not whining. I went to work. Look, I was at 6 o'clock every morning.
See? You're whining.
I'll tell you what, next time you come over, I'll run you over there. I didn't know that would be anything that would spark your interest, but we'll go over there.
It is a really neat place.
I love the old Western stuff. I remember Billy Beer.
Somebody I know still got some of that, Uncle John.
All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing with Billy Beer. If you still have some of it, I'm going to tell you right now: do not open it and do not drink it. So I don't know if you guys, if any of you ever watched the History Channel or not, and we're talking years ago now. But the one show that's on there where they go around and they the pickers, they found some Billy Beer. And they cracked one open, and there's nothing that was anything close to drinkable in that can. That's all I can tell you.
Well, that was so when it was brand new, Scotsman, but you know.
That's because of Carter made it. Or had it made.
That's the stuff, preacher. That's what we got at work now, brother.
See, all toilet paper is John Wayne toilet paper. It's pretty simple. If you don't like it, you can kiss my ass and wipe it with it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see. I missed
It's
Y'all don't
rough and tough,
understand.
and don't take crap off. Or, well, I'm using crap as a euphemism. Don't take crap off of anybody. I tried to be quick on the reply to preacher, so all I typed was rough and tough.
Just as long as it's synthetic, Jason, that's all you got to really worry about.
Synthetic toilet paper?
I use the synthetic 2-cycle while I'm casting. I got a folded up piece of paper towel and a Q-tip there, and I'll stick it in the pins and give a little lube there, and I'll wipe off the top of the block while I've still got bullets in it, and wipe off the bottom of the spear plate if you start to get a little bit of lead build up there. But after all that, I use mineral oil for storage, for cleaning, for maintenance afterwards. Everything before you cast is with mineral oil. But while I'm casting, I'll use a little bit of the 2-cycle. And the reason is it's low flame. It sticks on a little better. It stays a little better. I know Andy really likes that anti-seize. He says it holds up better to temperature. I have used it. It's just a little harder to use for me, so it just the oil works better.
I'll warm a Q-tip on the melting pot. Not enough to catch it on fire or anything, but just warm it up and then touch it to some beeswax, and then I'll hit the pins, and then I'll take the hunk of beeswax and touch the joint from the handles where they join together, and that's maybe a dab on the screw plate bolt, and that's about it. Cycle it about 3 times with some brand new fresh hot lead in it, and it cycles good as new. I mean, any stickiness that was in there is gone.
Yeah, William's saying the same thing. JCM, that's American Pictures.
Yeah, they ride around in that Dodge Sprinter.
I like what the guy says.
Yeah, I've never really watched a whole lot of TV, but I do like some of the documentary stuff.
So you're saying that John Wayne waned himself off the bathroom? Okay, never mind. Bad joke.
No, Scotsman can't see the side chat. That's why I'm trying to put everything up there. Oh boy,
I'm on my phone, guys, so I can't see a whole lot of what's going on. So
Synthetic? Wow.
Yeah. Thanks, Big Al.
There you go, Big Al. Thumbs up.
All right. Good. Thanks.
Good night, Mark.
Mark. Yeah, I know.
Mark, get back at it.
hey, Mark, let me know when you're on break again, man. I'll holler at you. Got something we need to talk about.
Fuzzy, I want to know who you got to help you get those ingots into the house. Did y'all see Fuzzy's ingot video?
Yep.
85-pound ingots. Wow.
Do you all know who John Wayne's where he got his acting style from?
I have no clue.
He was 18 years old on the set of Wyatt Earp, moving sets around in Hollywood, and Wyatt Earp told him how cowboys were back then.
Really?
Yeah, amazing. And he kind of modeled his character on stories from Wyatt Earp.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I never knew that. See, you never know what you'll learn. Wow.
I would have liked to have been there, listen to some of those stories.
No doubt. I'd love to be a fly on that wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'd look at that wolf.
So Critter's comment of it's too hot, it's rainy, or it's windy. If it's raining or windy, I don't care. I'll cast. If it's too hot, yeah, I'm all with you right there, buddy. I won't cast when it's too hot. But if it's rainy or windy, that's perfect casting weather.
Yeah.
CVA Wolf, I think it is.
Best inline muzzle loader for a working man's budget. CVA traditions are probably pretty good. I had a CVA Kentucky rifle way back when I was 16. The inline stuff hadn't come out yet.
Isn't that Connecticut Valley Arms?
Yeah.
We're in Georgia.
Al says, but it was a real wide herb. Yeah, real wide herb was on the movie sets.
See, a lot of people don't understand that Wyatt Earp lived to be an old man, and he lived way up into the 1900s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 20 something, I believe.
1929, I believe.
Yeah, I got a picture of him somewhere. In the 20s.
He got friendly with a lot of the early cowboys that was famous in Hollywood.
Yeah, he was on a lot of movie sets in the early 20s and made a lot of the original cowboy movies as what they call today as like a, where they have a special, it would be a weapons specialist or something like that if it was for, firearms. But it was for reality. It was for how they actually did it. Like a realism type of aficionado. And he worked on a lot of movie production sets as that type of a realism type of person.
Oh, you're talking about Herb, not John Wayne.
Yeah, as Herb.
Okay.
And he would kind of, an advisor to
Tom Nix. Tom Nix was one, a Hollywood actor he talked to. So.
Yeah.
They call it a technical advisor.
Yes, thank you, Jamie.
All right, so Jason Stewart is an excellent example, but if you guys have got questions, ask them. That's why we're all here. Ask those questions, and we'll answer them the best we can.
I haven't really tried the mineral oil as far as lube, but I do have plenty of mineral oil.
It's the base for many of the lubes that are out there. It's one thing.
This stuff right here. Outers, that's basically mineral oil with a couple of additives. And this right here is just plain old mineral oil in a dropper, medicine dropper bottle.
It's not going to show on the phone, right?
My daughter will be here in a minute, Jamie. I'll have to bug out, but I'll be right back.
So that's in 1923. You can't see a darn thing. He's sitting in a rocking chair.
I've seen that picture.
There.
I think, yeah.
That's him, 1923.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
One of the Hollywood actors actually cried at his funeral over him.
Yeah, I'm behind now big time, I'm sure. Let's see who's... Yeah, Wally World for cheap oil, Pollard, Remington Rim oil is basically mineral oil.
I got an 8-pack of these. I guess they're pints, 16 ounces. So yeah, I got an 8-pack of these for like $22 off of Amazon.
Be back, guys.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of our gun oils are basically mineral oil.
Yep, there it is. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You buy giant bottles for cheap.
Yeah. These are, you can go to CVS, Walgreens. This stuff, in the 1940s, this stuff was used and is still today used as, if you buy machine parts, anything machined on a CNC or anything like that, this is what they buy and coat it with. This stuff is so gentle, you can use it as a baby laxative. And it also is what about 90% of all your gun oil's base product is made from.
And it's not necessarily baby laxative.
We don't recommend that.
No.
Well, no, it can be used for that. You can read right on the side there. That's how, it's what I'm getting at is it's non-toxic. It's not going to get into your skin and make you sick.
If you get a little bit blocked up, I recommend 1 teaspoon and then see what happens.
Oh, jeez.
No quarter cup. No.
Yeah, well, I recommend a salad with broccoli for dinner and a cup of coffee. You'll be fine. You won't need it.
Yeah.
And then chase it with some bell peppers and you'll be great. Who's dinging?
Yeah, I heard a ding and it went off just as that joke was finishing. I thought it was like something to do with like a timer, like ding. The joke is over.
I gotta tell you though, that pic that CW showed, even in 1923, Wyatt Earp was a rather handsome man.
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
I'm like, wow. Okay, what happened?
Well, that's the point. And Pastor, I don't think Wyatt Earp was a liberal. I just think he didn't want to have to take guns away from everybody after they got drunk and aggravated. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Here's the thing. Earp was kind of like Daniel. Cheat any way you can to win.
If you didn't win and played honest, the only way that you lost is because you didn't cheat good enough. I kind of like. Oh, never mind. I'm not even gonna say it.
Hello, Mike. Thanks for stopping by.
What's going on, hobos?
Loading chat and medical advice.
I know, Big Al. Yeah.
Yep. In the words of Daniel, if you ain't cheating, you ain't winning.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying hard enough to win.
You ain't wrong either, Pastor. I'm telling you.
Right. Which is why us self-respecting Georgians pay our undue tax to have our concealed carry permit.
I can see that. You're cheating on your cleaning, preacher. Yeah.
We just call them relatives.
Dang, Big Al. Y'all are on a roll tonight, guys.
I'm telling you, this is actually very exciting.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this trash talk, Mr. Scotsman.
He can trash talk all he wants. I'm the one that taught him how to shoot handguns, so whatever.
Who won the poker game? I gotta claim my victories where I can because I can't shoot with those guys.
Hey, you know what? The poker game was good. Me and Jamie were head to head the entire time, so it was good though.
I know y'all had fun.
What's so bad about it is we were playing with Daniel's bullets.
See, and here's the best part about playing with Daniel's bullets is you had to put them nose up from the sit flat because the primers weren't in all the way.
Oh my god!
You're gonna get mileage out of that, boy.
It definitely had an effect when we were measuring the overall length. It varied, about 25 thousandths from round to round.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to switch over to the dreaded iPad here. I'll keep up in the side chat for a minute. I got to step outside for a little bit.
Well, the problem, Echo, was we were trying to get them to stand up straight so we could, divide them up equally and all that, and make sure the pot was equal and we were all staying legit. And you couldn't stand them up on the primers; they just kept falling over.
It's a field sobriety test to stand Daniel's bullets up on a table.
So we had to go tip up.
So, yeah, Big Al, are you going to pull it, or are you just going to stand there and bleed? Yeah. One of my favorite lines. And I really wished I could understand Latin so I'd know what Doc Holliday and Ringo were talking about. But there's videos about that, by the way, guys.
Yeah, there is. I've seen them.
AR ain't here. Mr. Pollard's already told me to do it. I'm behind. So I apologize in advance for the abomination of the reading of the side chat because I'm not Chico. But y'all understand that. Man got to know his limitations, right? MCK, Papa's Place, James Pollard, Jason Stewart, Fuzz T Fork 8, Mario Mosen, Mr. Pollard again, Mike Hester the Rebel, Uncle John, Big Al, William Ganley, Fuzz T Fork 8, JCM 45, Daniel God is my judge, Willie Bullet Man, GGW Reloading. There's Mr. Pollard again, Big Al again. 67 Rebel SST AMC. What's going on, brother? Glad you're here. Critter 9A. Georgia Boy 44. Preacher's Day Off. Lead Bullet Junkie. Jason Stewart. Did I already say him? Uncle John. There's HIPAA. Really cool. I really like that logo, man. That's pretty cool. Georgia Boy 44. Tim S., what's going on? He says CVA to the answer to the question. Uncle John, Willie Bullet Man, James Pollard. So I think we're repeating ourselves here.
So you brought up an interesting point, Jamie, about a man's got to know his limitations. Can someone remind Brandon of that?
There's Sergeant Devil Dog. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, I'm almost caught up. And there is Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog. Okay. There you go, Big Al. Michael Hurtneck is here. Where you been, man? I saw you before we got started. You've been quiet for almost an hour. Anyway, CW, think of something to talk about. I'm going to go get a mold to show off, and we'll talk about some bullets. Wrong button. I'm supposed to hit that one.
Well, we had the question about muzzle loaders there from the preacher. I don't know if anybody does any muzzle loader shooting, but I know I keep seeing that CVA come up. It's a brake barrel, comes apart pretty easy. The breech plug comes out pretty easy, I should say. And what's his name there? Hootie Hoo just did a video on it a couple days ago. I believe it was a Wolf, and I think it's CVA that makes it. So that's I know the cost on it is pretty cheap. I actually got to shoot one of those when they first came out, and I was pretty impressed. But I like those H&Rs, so if you're a fan of the H&R, that's that might be one to look at there, preacher.
And if you go with a CVA, make sure you get the modified breech plug. They make a big difference over the standard stock breech plug.
Yeah, the one they're using in that rifle, you can take out with your fingers even once you've shot a few times, and that's a pretty big deal. If you've had them before in the past, sometimes they can be a bugger to get out. And this one comes out with your fingers, and the primers is 209, of course, and they load and unload real easy with just your fingers. They pop right in and pop right out. I've got a conversion plug in one of my H&Rs that takes 209s, but you need pliers to get that thing out. It hammers it in there, and it don't want to come out. But it's a 209 primer, so I use it.
Yeah, that's one that if you're hunting dangerous game, you make sure you hit it.
Yeah, you bring a couple of rifles.
Yeah, just yeah.
What's going on in the chat here, in the side chat here?
I'm trying to see the old blind man.
Yeah, William, you're right. Most of them don't have iron sights now. Everybody wants to use scopes. It's unfortunate because some states don't allow scopes. You can use only stuff with zero magnification. So I suppose you can throw a red dot on it, okay, but open sights are something that should be on muzzle loaders, pretty much, period. But they try to bring the price down, probably. Georgia boy's going to the gun shop tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good place to go, especially if you're paid and you can actually spend the money. I mean, it's one thing to get paid and sneak off to the gun store and don't tell the wife, like, I got paid. I'm just going in here to check on a couple things. And then you get this box that you have to sneak in the house, and you're just like, well, she's like, well, I don't remember you having a box when you left this morning. I was like, I didn't.
No, see, you're doing it all wrong, Echo. You walk out with 2 gun bags. One's empty. One has a rifle in it. When you come home, they both have rifles in it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, those are some loose primer pockets there, JCM.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
Sorry about that. I'm back. I had company.
That's about right, Big Al. You get paid, the government takes all your money, and you got some change in your pocket.
Every 6-year Texan, what's up, man? Georgia boy, I got a new to me shotgun. It's actually very old. I'll have to do a video on it.
That 311.
And it's 5100.
Oh, 1500, even older. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, Mr. Rebel.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, it's a customer's gun.
I like that, Daniel.
Yeah, somebody sent me Daniel sent me a link to that, and uh, Val, Bald and Curious, sent the link to him. So, yeah, something we need to be careful about.
Did you hear it, Dave?
What was that?
The house exploded down here in Florida somewhere. Guy was reloading.
And any blew up?
Yeah, that's what they're just saying.
Wow.
Steffner, Florida. You know Steffner, Florida?
Yeah, I think you're mispronouncing it, but yeah, I think there's. It sounds familiar, but Jamie, you're not saying it like to where I would remember it. But
There it is
yeah,
on the screen, Dave. Seffner.
S-E.
it sounds like Sethner.
Yeah.
Sefner, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where that's located at. I've never repoed there, so I don't know. It's probably a nice area. But it's not unheard of. When my dad was a fireman, there was a couple of times where he had said that the night before at the fire station that they had gone on a fire where a guy had blown himself up in a reloading room. And you know what? It's just people not being smart. Usually it's in Florida. It's where it starts getting cold and people have their reloading rooms kind of like off the back of the house, and they'll use a heater and one of the ones with the exposed elements in the front, and just a little bit of that dust, that's powder dust, can get into that and causes you all kinds of problems. So just please be careful when you're using those heaters. I don't recommend those exposed ones with the heating elements for using around reloading presses or anything that's got a powder hopper or anything like that. I'd be careful.
I used to have a Model 12. That thing beat me half to death. I was 15 years old at the time. So if you guys want to see that video about the house blowing up, it's on a news thing. So yeah, I got to do a video about that 5100.
So, have any of you had that? Have any of you ever had the pleasure of shooting the Widowmaker?
I've shot a Remington Widowmaker, if that's the one you're talking about. We'll grab the barrel and push the whole thing back.
Yep.
The whole
Yep.
back.
Drop it on the ground. Yep.
Savage made one. There's a couple companies that made them just like that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the one where the shotgun where you loaded it by pushing the barrel back.
Yeah, the barrel was actually knurled.
Yes.
With your hand, and you just push the whole barrel into the action.
Yeah.
Is that how you reload it?
Yeah, it's called a Widowmaker because a lot of times guys would take it and put the buttstock on the ground, hit it on the ground, and it would go off, and hence the Widowmaker.
Yeah, they would use centrifugal force to slam it down on the butt end of it and get the barrel to rock in and out to cock it. And sometimes you'd hit it and the gun would come forward and just boom. That would be nasty.
That would probably work, Georgia boy, but I wouldn't do any priming or powder charging. But you could like knock primers out. It'd be fine for that.
Yeah.
No, I like Georgia Boy's way of thinking. He's got it mounted right there. He can cook while he's doing all that. And he's all set to go, man.
Yeah, hot coffee right there.
That sounds delicious right now. You guys, I'm craving coffee. And I'm going to have to order it because I don't even own a coffee pot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I'm getting one. I want to get a cappuccino machine though.
Who
I'm
does
gonna
a coffee pot? What in the world?
get me a bun, commercial pot, like a store or restaurant has.
I drink cappuccino probably twice a day, but I just don't own any of the machinery to make it. I did have a cheap, like you guys would probably laugh, one of those $9 coffee pots from Walmart. And my wife's like, hey, listen, you've had this since you were 20 years old and drove tow trucks. Do you think maybe we can just throw this away now? And I'm like, I'm just like, it works though. And she's like, we'll get another one. And that was like a year ago. And I still don't have a coffee pot.
I think the bun is about $260. Got 2 warmers on it. Makes 200-degree coffee. Perfect.
We've been buying just cheapies. We go through them so fast. The one we got now is just plastic, and it's so cheap. It makes a great cup of coffee. It makes them by the cup, and it's not a Keurig. It's you use regular coffee in it, and it works really good, but it's cheap.
Any of y'all ever used a coffee press?
That's the best coffee I ever had. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. Explain this whole process. I know about grinding coffee beans, taking the grinded stuff, putting it in the filter little compartment or the bag, the little filter that you used to put in back in the 70s and 80s.
Yep.
And
Presses
do it.
don't have that.
Well, what is a press now, CW? What is?
Basically, it's
I'll go get mine.
Oh, you got one?
You got
Okay.
one?
Got one.
Cool.
It's just a round vial, and it's got a knob on the top, and it's got 2 plates, and you put the coffee in there and push the plates together, or you leave it to the top and you pour the water through it, and just before you push it, you drink it, you push it all down to the bottom, and then you pour your coffee off. And it's really good. The best coffee I ever had was good. I want to say Godiva, but I don't think that's the name. It's a Swedish coffee, and in a press, and it was the best I ever had.
I'm gonna have to try that.
But it's about the grind and how fresh the coffee is, and the way you grind it.
Yeah, you're supposed to get coffee at 200+ degrees too, on temperature. A lot of people don't
There
know
you
that.
go.
Oh.
So basically, it's just this one. I need to wash mine.
Cool.
I try not to wash mine because it takes all the flavor out. But basically, you just put the coffee in the bottom, boil some water, or what the directions say is hot but not boiling. And then you pour the water in there, and then you put this part down on there and close the lid on it and let it steep for 4 minutes. And then you slowly push the plunger down, and it's
it's like cowboy coffee, but you don't get the grinds as bad.
right. It's like cowboy coffee.
Like the Purelator.
No, just making it a pot. You ever make cowboy coffee over open fire? Just throw ground coffee in a pot with water.
Yes.
And you pour it off.
Yeah.
You just filter the grounds yourself. Well, this doesn't give you as many grounds, but it's the same thing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Tim
They
S. said
got
that.
getting on me.
Tim S. mentioned that about the bun. It goes 24/7 even in your home. You can unplug it, but you have to plug it up like 30 minutes ahead of time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And what whiskey you pour in it?
The good kind.
I would hope.
He's pressing on.
And yeah, there you go, hobbies hobo. What I like about that is, you know how your drip coffee makers get to all it don't matter what kind of coffee you put in it. Eventually, they all taste the same. You know,
Yes.
uh, we don't have that problem. You can actually taste the difference in the coffee. You can taste the difference in the grind.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you buy, what I like to do is go to Aldi's and buy a bag of Peruvian whole bean, Peru,
Hmm.
single source. Yeah, and then yeah, man, grind that stuff up. Put about 2 heaping tablespoons in there, maybe 3, depending on how strong you like it. Yeah, man, it's the stuff. There's Mr. Lever Guns 50. I gotta call you, man. Maybe I can call you tomorrow evening sometimes. Lead Bullet Junkie.
Yep. I say that. Yep. I agree.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
A restriction of the gas is what I'm thinking, Daniel. The gas has no place to go. It goes boom. But when Willie first got here, he wasn't drinking any coffee. And then I made him a cup in that thing. Next thing I know, we're going to the Dollar General store so he can get some creamer. And I usually have 2 cups before I go to work, 2 cups of coffee. And I'd get up and I'd split mine with him and I'd make some more when I got to work. But at work, I got that drip coffee maker and it tastes the same, just like everything else.
Here's this plastic thing my wife just brought out. Cheap, cheap, cheap.
Bella.
Bella.
Yeah.
But it's single cup. This is the filter thing. You put your coffee in there, drop it in, pour your water in the back, close the top, push the button. It comes right out.
That's too complicated.
It's really easy. It works, but it's just a single cup at a time.
Yeah.
Mr. Junkie, generally I call him Mr. Lever Guns. But we got some stuff we got to talk about. And I'll have a video featuring Mr. Lever Guns 50 coming out this coming week.
Oh, I know. I've heard the threats, but I haven't seen nothing yet.
Well, let me fix you with a taste of it right now. Let me get on over here and
It's a preview night.
no, I got one already loaded up. I can't show it, but I can release it. Let me do this. Let me do that.
What's he doing?
Let me go do that. Okay, y'all should get a notification that there's a JH586 video.
There it is.
Yep. Just heard it.
Well, you too busy at me to unsub me from you.
Not again.
I got alerted right there. It says,
Check.
what is it?
I got to figure out what to
Northern
watch it on.
Brothers.
Northern Brothers. Yeah.
I've got an
Yeah.
iPhone in my hand, an iPad sitting next to me, and a laptop sitting right in front of me.
At first, I was questioning what Jamie's video title was because I thought it said Northern Mothers, and I was like, "What kind of video is that?"
I got it.
Okay, I can tell the guys that are subbed to me. They didn't get the notification.
Yep.
Jamie's doing a test. He's like, he sits out a video and he's just waiting for people's phones and see who looks at him. And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, I know now." You are definitely not getting Christmas coffee this year.
Bummer, man. Jason's struggling.
Mr. Stewart is.
I'm sorry, the crazy Scotsman is struggling. Yep. Reloader don't get notifications. Dang it, man. Bald, I have made that in a sock coffee, what we call sock coffee. We'll buy some tube socks from the Walmart, fill them full of coffee, throw them in a 5-gallon bucket of water, and throw it on one of them outdoor cookers. One of them, let it boil for, thanks, JCM. Let it boil for about 45 minutes, and then you got coffee. Have y'all ever seen that on some of our CMA events, we'll have two cookers cooking 5-gallon buckets of water at a time and getting it up there. We'll do coffee in one. The other one we'll do is just plain old water for hot chocolate. And inevitably somebody will come by and mix it half and half and call it redneck cappuccino.
I love that. I had some chocolate powder at my desk for a long time, and in the wintertime when it would snow or something, because that's the only time that I'll drink coffee, I would make a thing of coffee, but I put 2 scoops in there and stir it up, have chocolate coffee. I don't use sugar, I don't use cream, and I've drank enough coffee to float a battleship, and I'm done with coffee. People that drink coffee in July, y'all are weird.
I love it in August. I like it in August.
No way in the summer.
And knowing where you live, I could say that you're weird.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you're halfway to Cuba from me, and you're drinking coffee in August. Yeah,
yeah, it's delicious. I get up in the morning, go outside, and it's like 90% relative humidity, 90 degrees, and I'll grab me a nice big fatty cappuccino and sip on it and just be happy.
Yeah, I got nothing.
But I will tell you, when I was younger, I used to think my dad was crazy for drinking hot coffee. And he would come out of fires and stuff as a fireman, and he would drink coffee on the truck instead of water. And everybody would be like, "What's wrong? Wrong with him?" But
they say it cools you down, but it don't me. It makes me sweat in the summer.
Well, I used to drink coffee.
Cool down.
Coffee's the only thing I ever drank for about 5 years of my life, and I'm over it. I don't even enjoy it now. If I'm off work, it's iced over, it's snowing. It's a nice, January morning or something like that. I'll sit there on the front porch and sip on a cup of coffee, but it's going to have some chocolate in it. Call me weird, but I've had enough black coffee I can submerge a submarine.
I put French vanilla in mine. So in the winter only. So.
I have 2 cups in the morning and 2 about 3 o'clock. So yeah, Jason, I think if you kept it on a low temperature, you're talking about like a air fryer toaster oven. If you kept it on like 170 maybe, with that air blowing around there, it would probably do a better job of drying brass than anything we've come up with so far.
But I wouldn't do it in one that I was going to cook food in.
No, don't do that.
How many cases do you have? I just blow them out with a compressed air from the shop.
Worst comes to worst, stick them in the oven at 100 degrees and take a shower.
Hmm.
I just
We
pull them
got
out, put them in the sun.
We got some coffee drinkers out here in our side chat. I'm so proud of y'all.
Oh, we're ate up with them.
We actually have a guy in our community, a gun guy who owns his own little coffee thing where he sells his own coffee. I don't know what you would call it. He's a small coffee salesman, but he has his own coffee brand, and it's pretty cool. And he basically, if you follow my channel, it's the reloader. What is it? Eagle Reloads. If you check him out, he's got some pretty good little coffee. He's sending some out to me and AR to try it.
I think it's called Texas Parks. I could be wrong.
I think you're right. I think that's what it was. I knew it had the Texas, the state emblem on the front of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Chico. I appreciate that, buddy.
Secret in code.
Come
Yeah.
on in if you can. Even Val drinks coffee, guys. Come on.
There's a broke loader. Hello, man.
What's your coffee connection?
That's the man with the best theme music on YouTube right there, Mr. Broke Loader. Dang, Big E, don't sugarcoat it, buddy. Tell us how you really feel about it.
I agree.
Yeah, coffee's good stuff, man. I don't really know what's in it. Right on, Tim. Dang, Idaho. There's single shot. What's going on, brother?
Hello there, Rich.
I know.
Single shot. What's going on?
Yeah, me and Chico's got a lot in common, man. I mean, we took a road trip one time and almost got in trouble, and then we found some good coffee, and yeah, man.
Wait a minute. You almost got in trouble. Hold on now. You're a good boy. What's this trouble I hear about all of a sudden, Mr. Jamie?
We're going down, I think it's called I-485 toward Columbus, Georgia. And there's a place where you're supposed to turn off, and we missed the turn off.
It's 185.
185. Okay. So if you don't make the turn off, you're at the gates of Fort Benning. Okay. And we're going to a shoot. We probably got, the car's going like this down the road from all the guns and ammo in the back of the car. I just told him, hey, man, we missed the turn. We're not supposed to be here. And he said, you're right. You're not supposed to be here. And I said, well, we was
Then you
just...
come up to Broad, Maine, baby.
Is it 185 or I-85?
No, I-85 splits off to 185.
Oh,
That
okay.
goes to Columbus, which If you don't make the turn, it turns right into Fort Benning.
It's basically Fort Benning's driveway.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I gotta address this comment right here. Big E, let me tell you something, brother. You know I love you, but I would never ruin my coffee by putting sugar in it. That's what I'm talking about.
And Jamie does not take sugar in his coffee. He doesn't.
And I don't run it with milk or creamer or anything like that.
He likes it like his women. Stuffed in a burlap sack, thrown over a burro's back by Juan Valdez.
Oh my gosh.
Good to see you, Trapper. Glad you're here, man. We got to have you back on the show soon.
Hello, Trapper.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Uh-oh, what's going on, Single Shot? I hope Dad's okay. We did have a lump in our throat there for a second, didn't we, Chico?
You didn't like the guardhouse right there at Main and Broad?
Loved it. It's beautiful.
Hey, Georgia Trapper.
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry, sir. Hmm.
Oh, man, that's very sorry to hear, Rich.
I don't know if we could use first names. I'm sorry.
Bog Pod Death Grip for my piggy hunt. That'll be fun. Have y'all seen those things? Those things are expensive.
Yeah, I got one. They got a cheap and an expensive one. A cheap one and an expensive one. I got the cheapie.
All right, what are you talking about? Cheap and expensive one. I'm blind as a bat.
The Death Grip Bog Pod.
Bog Pod.
What is that? I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a tripod that has a parallel jaw clamp in it that clamps your shotgun rifle pistol.
Oh.
And they make one with carbon fiber legs that's like 3 times as much as the one that has aluminum legs.
Mm-hmm.
They really weren't smiling, were they, Chico?
Jeremy, I don't think you've been keeping up with the sides yet.
I'm going as hard as I can go. And
I'm
Richard,
reading.
sorry as I can be, buddy. I was so encouraged after our conversation last week, after you called me and told me how much better he was doing after we had prayer for him last week. And then, but you know, he ain't suffering no more. If he knew the Lord, he's in a good place. Yeah. I agree, JCM 45.
Sorry to hear about that, Single Shot.
Good night, Big Al. Hurry back if you can.
Did Single Shot lose someone close to him?
His father passed away.
I'm sorry to hear about that, brother.
Yeah. Everybody's pouring their heart out to you, Richard. If you need me, brother, all you gotta do is call.
Me too, my friend. You got my number.
That's scary when you can't breathe.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it ain't fun time, man. Not a fun time. Okay, so I think I've showed y'all this before, but me and CW were talking a while back, and I finally decided I'd just go ahead and do it. And I got this MP 4 cavity uh, hollow point mold, and I've been using the Penta pins in it,
Mm-hmm.
and after you get them, if I can find my tweezers, where did my tweezers go?
CMCK.
Mark just keeps sneaking off from work to come in here and play with us, doesn't he? After you get them casted and powder coated, they look like that. And there you go.
Mm-hmm. Hollow point.
Yeah. These right here are good night, Mark. Maybe you can come back. Let me get rid of me here. These are pure lead. They're probably going to be too soft. They're probably going to break the pedals off.
Okay, and 38 special.
Yeah, that'd be about right in 38 special. I was thinking about developing a hunting load with them in 350 Legend, but I probably, if I was going to do that, I'd probably aim for about 10 BHN, 10 to
Oh, probably more than that. But
20.
with
And
that hollow point, yeah, if you go
no,
too hard, it'll crack.
I don't want a hollow point at all.
Oh, you just want to expand a soft point? Then yeah, probably. Yeah.
My thought was doing away with the hollow point, just putting the regular pins in there and make it that way. It'd be a heavier bullet and carry more energy, and then a soft lead would expand and transfer that energy. I think that would be pretty good because these are yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Out of 350 Legend, I can do about that 180 grain at 2,100 feet per second, maybe a little slower. Um,
You could probably do right up to your wheel weights, Jamie. Maybe a little softer in your wheel weights, and you'd still get good expansion at that velocity.
okay. And this bullet, uh, without a hollow point in it, is going to be right there at about 173, 175. Critter saying 16
Yeah.
BHN.
Well, that's what the wheel weight should be. 16, 17.
Yeah. So 10 or 12 is too soft then
For that velocity, yeah.
for
For
that
full,
velocity.
yeah.
Even powder coated with a gas check.
That ain't gonna change it. Yeah. That won't change it.
It's still 10 BHN, right?
Yeah, I
you
like
do it.
20 to 1, 20 to 1 at 1200.
Okay.
And 20 to 1 is probably about 8, a little over 8. So 16 to 1, you're probably going to be in a 16 to 1 hardness. And
Well,
that was
see,
the old Magnum pistol, which is like 15.
all right, see, that brings up another discussion. What is the BHN of pure lead? Is it 6 or is it 8?
No, it's like 6, 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a
It's about
couple.
30 to 1.
I've seen a couple of arguments about that this week as well. So,
Yeah, it's I sent you a couple charts. I can send them again. But yeah, 5 or 6 is pretty much dead soft.
I've got one right here. One I keep with my testing pencils.
There you go. Yep.
Pure lead wire sheet. That's pencil 6B and it's 4 to 5.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. But this came off of a bullet for them. So.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of guys that They think they got pure lead and they don't.
Yeah. Yeah, the best thing to do is just test all your different alloys before you start mixing them up, right?
Or at least afterwards.
Well, yeah. Critter saying 5.
Yep.
That's about right. $31 grains of 1680. Woo! That's my point, Critter. That's my point right there, exactly.
Bless you.
Oh, thank you. See, guys, it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, that's 3 BHN points.
Yeah.
And
Well, like I said, 30-1 is going to be about 8 BHN. And that's 30 parts tin. Or 1 part tin to 30 parts lead.
right. So where's everybody? Everybody bugged out on us? There's only AR left.
I'm still here.
So I'm very happy with the way these turned out. They turned out. I mean, they're beautiful looking bullets. I'm powder coating mine on one of the silicone mats,
Mm-hmm.
and the powder coat builds up on there after a while. So I'm trying to come up with a way to get that out, get it off. I think you could just roll it and it
Yeah.
flip right off. And,
I don't get that much residue. You probably could just sift off your bullets a little more. I get quite a few coatings before I have any kind of buildup on mine.
yeah, I've never cleaned in.
No, I mean when you dump your powder off and you're ready to put your bullets in, I sift them around in that wire basket quite a bit, especially if they're a gas check, and it thins down the coating quite a bit. And you don't have nearly as much come off. Yeah, yep, that's the one.
I love this thing, but I don't bake bullets in it. I just use it to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's its sole purpose.
Yep.
And then I stand mine up. I've got these. Here we go. I use these things, put my bullets in, and then
Turn them over. Yep.
flip them over.
Hmm.
And that's hard to do with 30 caliber rifle bullets. So they
Yeah.
always tumble.
Yeah, they tip over easy. I use the ice cube trays for the 30s, unless they're little shorties. But any kind of length to them, yeah, they don't stand up good. Even 35s, like I did some today, 270s, and they're you got to go careful. They tip over pretty easy.
Me and you got to talk. Uncle John's still out there, and Mario Mosen's still out there. Okay, Critter. I mix number 2, 1-to-1 with pure lead, and get 11.5 BHN powder coat. So 1-to-1 is 10 to lead. Is that what I'm?
No, 1-to-1. He's mixing pure lead with number 2. Number 2 is going to be a little harder than wheel weights.
Yeah, like 18.
Yeah, 18, 19, yeah. Almost linotype.
There you go, man. There you go. So, Critter, what are you doing with this 11.5 BHN alloy you've developed at that point?
Like Kyle's got dog issues. I think he says he's got 4 of them there.
Wow.
So I don't know where Jerry 1911 is, but he's driving through the countryside in his big rig with snow on the ground.
Wow.
I know they got snow up in Alaska. I was talking to my buddy there.
There you go.
He's been getting snow last week or so.
Oh wow.
But he's up there quite a ways. He's near North Pole.
To
Yeah.
me, we've
That
had
was
a cook. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that was a beautiful picture.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
cool, critter. And he does zinc.
Yeah. I'm sure it can be done. It's not many people do it. Zinc and lead is like a big no-no for most of us casters. But I'm sure it would harden it because it's pretty hard stuff. I think it's about 40 BHN if I remember correctly by itself, zinc.
It's not as heavy, right, CW?
Yeah, it's
Zinc.
not as dense.
Mm-hmm.
Not as dense. So lighter, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in Nevada. I-80. Yeah, that'd be cool. 452 200 grain, and good luck with that 225 55 grain. That's what I was thinking, Andy.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, sir, Mr. Tim S. You sure can, but you need a separate pot for it. You need a dedicated cast iron pot just to do zinc with. And if I was going to cast any zinc bullets, I would get me a Lyman ladle and I would ladle pour them things and just get that get that mold hot. Um, unless you can find one of those pots like Andy 79Z28 found that has the cast iron uh, bottom pour. Um, Andy, can you share what brand and model that pot was? I think it was an old Lyman pot. Um,
William Gainley has a question, Jamie.
Yep.
Well, it all depends on what you want to do, what you want to get. For shake and bake, I don't really see it as necessary. But if you were spraying it with a gun, it might be a way to do it. Because the powder coat really doesn't need to be inside the nose of the hollow point bullet other than to look pretty. But I'd be a little more inclined to want the base covered. So that's probably what I would do if I was going to be spraying them with a gun. But when I do them shake and bake, I just stand them up and usually on their base, mostly just because they don't tip over as easy.
that's what I did with those. But remember earlier you were talking about really shaking them with that in that wire basket. I really made a conscious effort to shake those a lot to get all the powder out of the power points.
You'll notice the difference, Jamie. If you do a few of them and then measure them, you'll see a big difference.
Well,
And I definitely see it with gas checks. They're easier to seat if I really shake the heck out of them.
yeah. Well, these turned out beautiful. This is Eastwood Ford dark blue.
Yep.
It coated well. It coated quick. It coated easy. It shook off well, and there's not any gelled up down in the hollow point.
Eastwood powders for me always leave a thicker coat, even shaking them out a lot.
Yeah,
It's just a bulkier powder. It really sticks well, and it really leaves a heavy coat. Yep, that's what you get, Jerry. That's the telltale. But you can also get that without any zinc at all if you don't have your temperatures right when you're trying to mix in antimonies and pins. A lot of guys will scrape that off thinking that they got something else in there, and they're actually removing good alloy.
they're taking out the hardness of their lead, and they wind up with
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, they're kind of tough to come by, Andy. I've seen some of the work you've done on them too. They look beautiful.
Pure antimony needs way more temperature than the average caster can create, so it's not really an option. You've got to buy lead that's got antimony in it in order to integrate it into your alloy. For most of us, I don't know what the temperatures were, but they're way above. I did a video showing what antimony looks like, what a couple of the different alloys look like, and it's crystal.
I don't know, man. Those guys on there, they sit there and do that crap all day long. So, yeah. How much harder is 2% zinc going to get you though?
Well, it's pretty hard. I don't think it's worth it, but
That's true. And that's what CW was just saying.
There you go. Yep.
they got a lot for sure.
They do, but they charge money for it.
We thought you got lost, Echo.
No, I had to deal with the cat.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, Uncle John.
That's a good start, Critter.
Yeah, that's a good start.
I've probably got 400 in a few containers.
Yeah, that's what I've seen, Andy. When yeah, when people try to mix the two, it tends to like say you put some lead and some zinc. What I've seen happen is yeah, you can stir it and it'll look like it's mixed, but when you go to cast the bullets, you'll have like say you cast in a 155 grain bullet. Well, you got mostly zinc in there. You're going to go along what about 95, 92, 95, 92, and then you get one pops up there to 140. Well, that's where the lead came all out. So yeah, it's not going to stay mixed. If you can figure that out, yeah, y'all be on to something.
Critter says, send him a link. I'll show off my peanut jugs.
Wow. Yeah.
That's soft.
Yeah, I would expect over 20
It should be over 20. Yep.
at least.
There's an idea. Something to keep it agitated.
Yeah, but then you'll have to, if you're continuously agitating it, won't you have to get it hotter, Andy? I'm sure this kind of stuff he's already thought about. Critter, I'll send you a link next week. We're about ready to say goodnight. Email me at georgiashootingconnection@gmail.com. We'll get you on here, buddy.
Yep. Monotype is harder. Yep. And stereotype is harder than that.
There you go. So you're wanting 22 BHN hobby? Yeah, you're probably going to be looking at casting pure monotype to get that. Now, back when I first started casting and stuff, our wheel weights were barely that hard here.
I got a question. If you're getting high temps on zinc, what will the lead do at 700 or 800 degrees or whatever you're doing the zinc with?
Zinc is going to be up near 900 degrees.
Okay. So what will happen to the lead at that temp? Is it still
Become
okay?
poisonous gas.
Monotype should be harder than that, Jerry. You should be over 20 for linotype. Monotype should be up 27, 28, in that range. And then stereo is going to be up 30 or so. Yeah, that's what I remember, Andy. Around 40, maybe more, yeah. Yep.
CW.
Yes, sir.
When you start getting lead up past 800 degrees, that's a serious no-no, right?
No, not really. The trouble with getting it up that hot is you're gonna get really frosted bullets fast. You're gonna overheat your molds. If you do get some zinc in there, it's gonna start to melt and combine and cause you trouble, ruin your pot.
What temperature do you want to like where it starts atomizing into the air, where you don't want
to? You probably get that up above, probably over 1,000, I would think. I've never had anything up that hot, so it's probably above what you can produce.
Andy says it will not gas till 1,100 degrees.
Yeah,
interesting.
I would have said over 1,000. I've never worried about it. It's just beyond what most people can do. You can probably get close on a turkey fryer if you really got a lot of BTUs. That's the big concern for me, to make sure all my stuff is not any zinc in it, because it'll ruin a pot, an alloy. Yeah, Tim, that's a way that Jamie has there. Jamie's done it. I've done it. There's a couple of videos out about it. It's pretty efficient. It works pretty well.
He's wanting the name. Let me get this up here.
Steinelhauer or Steinerhauer or something like that is the name of it's covered, Jamie.
Can't see it. It's covered up.
Yeah, it's covered up somewhere.
At the top right there. Yeah. And
this says Daller and Rowney right there.
Oh.
Well, over here. There you go.
Raise it up just a little.
Tim, these come from Walmart, $6, and you get 12 of them, and then you can print this. You can print this sheet right here from the cast bullet for them. It'll look like that. And
Does it come in the art section of Walmart? Probably the art section, I would think.
the arts and crafts section,
Yeah.
not in the school, supplies,
Mhm.
not in office supplies, but you have to go back to the the arts and crafts. Well, K24 is beating me to it.
You can get them probably at that Amazon place too. Here's the one I have. This one's in a tin. So it comes in a nice tin case, and you can put everything right inside.
Cool.
These are the brand there is Stadliner,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives you all of them. You don't sharpen them normal. You sharpen them to like a chisel, and then you put them on your bullet, which is flat, and you kind of push it into the bullet. So you take your point of your pencil and your bullet, and you push it into it, and you try and shave a piece off. And when you can't mark it, you go backwards, and then you'll get how hard it is from your chart. And it's pretty accurate. It works pretty good.
I thought you were supposed to cut the bullet and use like fresh exposed lead that was cut.
You certainly can. It's going to vary a little bit depending on how long it's been cast. But if it's fully cured, it's not going to make a difference.
Right. So it's only going to get so hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, then it could reverse after a long time, depending on how much and what your alloy actually is.
My Braves got beat today, I'm assuming. It was 2-1. 2-1 when I came in here to do this. All right, we gotta start wrapping it up. Yeah, I can text it to you, Tim.
I was just looking to see if I had his email. I thought I did. Yeah, I've got it.
Absolutely, Uncle John. We're glad y'all all came in here. Yeah, you guys are getting greedy now. Anyway, all right. Let's start wrapping it up. AR, I'm glad you're feeling a little better and were able to join us after all tonight. I think it's great to see you and catch up with you.
Appreciate it. Good to be with you, y'all.
You gonna be working on anything? I've not seen your new video yet. I'll have to go watch it.
I've been working on 223-556 lately. Not the past few days, but the past week ago I was. So I may do a video on a little of it. So
That'd be good.
yeah, I need to do more videos. So I learned how to do a short.
All right, I sent him off to
I agree, Walter. There you go.
I'm sorry, guys. I was dealing with puppies.
All right, man. Echo, you all right, bud?
Yes, sir.
I'm kind of liking the interview style in a way. I think it's a good move. I think it gives some one-on-one exposure to some of the guys out there, some of the content creators. Congratulations on that, man. I think that's a good move.
Thank you, sir.
But you know me, I'm like, I don't want to get into the politics part of it. You guys that are not afraid to do that, go for it. I just don't want nobody mad at me, and I don't want to be mad at nobody. So I kind of keep see, And let me say this to you, Echo. I have to watch my P's and Q's about politics in my own house because my daughter, as much as I love her, she's a liberal, man. She is an absolute liberal, and it breaks my heart. But
Wow.
yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, good work, man. It's a good concept. I hope it works out well for you.
Yeah, and here's a little thing. My wife was a liberal until she bought her first house and started paying taxes.
Yeah,
And then she became miraculously a conservative.
and you know that's where my daughter is. They rent right now. They want all they can get, right?
Yeah.
But once they own property and not only have to pay the tax on the house, but have to pay this thing called school tax, where
Welcome to the party, pal.
you actually
Yeah.
have to pay to educate the kids in your neighborhood. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly conservatism becomes a much more honest way of looking at
Yeah.
that.
I'm not able to have any more kids, and both of my children are of the age where they're paying their own taxes now. Why do I still have to pay them? I don't know.
Hey, Big E, I don't have to worry about it, buddy. Uh, old Joe will take care of that for me. All she's got to do is live life till she gets that house bought.
Yep.
And
We'll learn.
yeah,
Well, she won't, and that's fine too. But
Either way, she'll know how it feels.
we'll know how to do it.
there you go. When you, I had this 16-year-old kid work for me one time, and first paycheck comes around. I give him his paycheck, and he started looking at it, and he said, "What does this mean?" I said, "Well, your gross is the amount of money that you make. Your net is the amount of money that you get to keep after the government gets through with it." And he said, "Well, that sucks." And then he keeps reading and he gets real quiet, and I didn't say anything. I'm driving down the road, right? All of a sudden he looks up at me and says, "Who the F is FICA?" And I'm like, "Don't talk to me like that, boy. But FICA is Social Security Administration. Get used to it. Even after you start drawing a check from them, you still got to pay them. So get some of that." Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I that's about as liberal as I get. But
I want to make a deal with FICA. You just give me what I paid in, and I won't ask you for nothing.
I heard that. CW, what you gonna be working on, brother?
I got a new mold coming. I got a new NOE brass 453 200 flat nose coming.
I knew you was going to do that because I heard you talking about it on your last video.
So we'll see what happens.
I'll tell you what, I'll trade you some lead for some bullets.
Sure enough. Always.
That's
So
going to be perfect for 45 Colt, isn't it?
Perfect for a light 45 Colt, and it should be of a profile that I can do some hollow point 45 autos. So that's going to be good. I've always wanted a Devastator 45 auto Lyman mold, and this should cover a lot of bases.
Yeah. Sounds good. So we're almost overtime. Kyle, what you got working on?
Man, I'm trying to get my dog associated with new dogs and all that stuff. That's what I've been doing. We've been having barking contests outside. So now my perfectly behaved canine is sitting right here, and she's laying down. She's fine. The other heathens are outside running around like heathens. Let's see. Tomorrow, I think it's going to be vet day. Got to get some rabies vaccines caught up and that kind of stuff. And I think it's going to be let's make some beans. I'm gonna make a big pot of beans and some cornmeal. They take it off the reloading thing, but that's what I think we're gonna do tomorrow. Other than that,
All right. I got two more, either one great big long video or two more shorter videos coming from the guys coming down and visiting with us. I just love that, and I am so ready to make a road trip on our own. I think I'm gonna go kidnap Chico and Carter and head either like to Arkansas or Missouri. Anyway, that's wishful dreaming. So, Mark back again. Yeah, dude, you're gonna get fired.
That's a good one.
Republicans can change a flat tire. Democrats all call AAA and expect a Republican to do it for them. Bam!
Help us
Thank
bunch of
you.
people.
All
Drove
right.
for AAA many years.
Yep. All right, so that's going to do it for us this fine Friday night. We hope your team wins, unless you're playing the Braves or the Bulldogs, and be watching next week for a couple of videos. I got so many ideas and so little time to do them. Lord willing, we will see y'all all back again next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Y'all keep Single Shot in your prayers. Somebody else as well. I'll have to watch again and figure all that out. Anyway, we hope the Lord blesses y'all real good. Till next Friday night at 8 o'clock. We'll see y'all then. Good night.